How you being first again, Milton? How are you doing today? How's your Saturday? See where we were. Let's get us back to the gameplay. Don't need to wait out the rest of that timer. I'm curious. I got a color changing light, and I'm just kind of checking out. Ooh, that one's not bad. That gives me some nice lighting without blinding me. Okay, let's see. Where did I stop off? I got the big peak there. I do still like the big peak there. Although we're gonna have to roughen it up. It's a little too smooth. We come out here. You don't actually see it. Oh wow. Should we make it bigger? Because if you come up above the trees, you see that big peak over there. Should we make that bigger? Should that come above the tree line there? Because like if we put tree, like we're not gonna really have too many trees blocking this. I don't think. But about stamp, we'll just do a quick tool mask edit. Block equal grass. Block equal grass. And then oh, I don't want to close it out. Elman Oaks. Okay, even if we put trees right here, I guess that'll be blocked off too. We got to be careful of that. This is like, that's not what. Lower that. Well, to be mindful of that. I guess there's a chance that we're just going to end up covering just because of the size of our trees that we'll end up blocking that skyline. We'll have to be mindful. That's fine. Okay, we've got this, and I'm pretty sure we painted. Yeah, we painted all the way around. And we're just kind of getting an idea of what the range is going to look like. I kind of really like how this came out. A bit of this needs to get fixed. Like, I don't like that too much. I don't think that looks very good. But some of this looks real good. This looks like a proper mountain range like you would expect. I think that's great. And we'll probably do some more hills into here before it turns into, like, it would be Stormwind over here. And we might fill a bit of this with just some forest, just some filler. And that's fine, because I know we have a couple of places coming out, like housing is coming out in World of Warcraft. And I don't know where that's going to be. I'm assuming it's going to be an instanced area, but we can maybe, like, fake that and see what they do. And find a place to put it in our world. Now, we come over to here. I think this came out really well. Some of this, we need to get into the smoothing tool. Anywhere that has, like, this one singular block missing from it never looks good. So we'll have to go in there with the smoothing tool and fix that. And we just kind of keep adding shapes all the way around before we get into the real sculpting phase. I've just been really just letting, what am I trying to say? Letting our elevation tool do all of the heavy lifting. And then we'll get in there and start crafting, like melting and smoothing and carving out different shapes, make this all look really good. Yeah. Okay, I'm happy with these hills, like, leading up into it. We'll do a couple of sparse hills in the lowest part, and of course it gets super low over here with the river, so we're not going to do as many hills over here. That doesn't make sense. And then hills again, because, you know, everything's supposed to flow down, hence river. And this is going to have to get pretty tall to accommodate the waterfall into the lake, into the rest of this. So let's get started on that. Elevation, load height maps. Ooh, and I'm already in my height map folder. That's perfect. Let's pick this. This is a nice big peak. Let's do, I think 100 has been about our sweet spot for a lot of our peaks. I actually want this one to be up right there. That's where I want that peak to be. I messed up. We want our rate to be 32. Ooh. Height maps, baby. Makes it look like I'm doing, like I know what I'm doing, but I don't. They're doing so much good work. And then right on the top of this, let's Yeah, make that a bit more of a peak. I kind of really like that height map. Let's see what happens over here. What can I do over here? I kind of wish if I right-clicked, it would go down or something. The closest I can get right now is... Oh, you just lower. Ooh, that's good. And now that we've got all this, what I do... That's, I think about 75. It's the top. Yep. How's that? I think that made it look a lot more interesting at top without completely replacing the dome feel. I think that's it. I think that's so good. Yeah. Can we kind of replicate that right here but smaller? I kind of really dug that. Right here? Yeah. It's a good one. Okay. A great height map. Let's see if we can't find something kind of like it. None of these volcano ones. So this is going to be a real steep one. Do a 150. A nice big one right here in the center. Is that a little too messy? Because right now, it doesn't quite look like that for the rest of these. It just kind of looks like one big, messy blob. I don't really like that one as much, so... It might be a height map that's better at a peak in smaller scales. This one might work really well, though. Let's see. Ooh. Yes. Yeah, I like that a lot. This part, not as much. I kind of want this to smooth down. So what we'll do is we're going to do a flatten down right here. We're just going to flatten this all down, and we'll come back in and I'm going to smooth that in just a second. That's why it seems like I'm zooming all over the place. Flatten all that down. Honestly, even just that doesn't look too bad. I just didn't want it all the way out. We're going to use that shape a little in another place, but let's go do a raise. And just kind of mess this up a little bit. Kind of like that. I like that a lot more. I want the bulk of the peak to look like a bowl around here. Craft Mine, how you doing? Not so local, Sweet Tooth. That's such a name. I'm gonna call you Sweet from here on. How are you doing? How's your Saturday? You got us as I'm building a mountain range. I think it's coming along. Ignore what's way off in the background. It's just Tommy. Oh, I won't remember that. If it's not on your name tag, I won't remember it. And that's nothing against you personally. I barely remember my own wife's name half the time, and I'm married to her for a while. Oh, I gotta use the smooth tool up there. But you got us in the middle of building a this mountain range all the way around the valley here. We're gonna put a farm right here. There's a vineyard. We've got our church right here. I might expand it a little bit. Like I don't know. Like the vineyard might turn into like a mini town. I don't think I'm like not like with like traders and everything, but like some housing and stuff. Might try to build a barracks somewhere around here that makes sense. I don't know. I want to stay true to the game. Looks like a Zelda map. Oh yeah. That kind of makes sense. This is from World of Warcraft, what we've been building. I can actually just show you the reference image. References, view, and map. Here's our reference image for the map. So it's the human starting zone in World of Warcraft. So we have the Echo Ridge Mine, which I have plotted out over there. You have this... Now, in the actual game, it's really like just one big hump. instead of a full mountain range, the style of their maps. But I kind of wanted to blend both of that. So we got the one big mountain that you definitely see. And then right over here is Stormwind in the video game. Thank you so much for the check-in. Oh, that's your first check-in too. Rad. I need to set something up for that. I gotta find the variable for that. I have not taken the time to do so. Mountain range. We'll come in. We're gonna color this. Most of this is gonna just kind of be a basic stone color. Up here we might do a little bit of snow, just a little, and on the tallest peaks. It'll come around. We have a waterfall that's gonna go right here. That's this waterfall into this lake. You can see we could just kind of have it quickly splotted into a river. And in the game, a lot of the infrastructure doesn't make a lot of sense as it would in the real world. So it's the starting zone. You don't have any mounts. You don't have any movement abilities. So everything's real small. Kind of like a car. I did see that. Yeah, like a little bus. Vroom vroom. We'll fix that. All I did is I went in with the paint tool here, and we went in and just kind of colored in what we wanted where, just to get some big rough spots. And I still have to go back and do that again. I like using my wool. We want to make sure we're not mask surfacing. We're just doing we're actually replacing everything under it. This way I have a quick idea of where my mountains actually are. Not these foothills here, but more of this is where the peaks actually are. And this is more just for personal reference. When we're looking at the map, we're like, oh, okay, because you see how quickly the contrast pops off the grass when it's not grass. Since we're kind of using all these tools to help us with the big world build. This is the scale I really enjoy building at. And I've been having a blast using Axiom. Very cash money. I agree. We have to build another mountain here, and this is going to be serving as the main gate. Oh, did I close it? Because I'm a dingus? I did. No? Oh, no. This gate here sits behind this big mountain here. That doesn't make any geological sense. But we'll work with it. Then you have a wall through the river here that acts as a gateway for the water to go through. Not a dam, mind you. It does flow freely through it, but it stops things from being able to get through. And we have the vineyard here. In the map, it's burnt down because in the game, it's burnt down. But we're doing a post all of that. So this should be a lot safer. It's after all of that. A lot of this vineyard is probably going to be moved down here. Boomy's cool. Hello. How are you doing today? Welcome to stream. We're going to do a lot of the farm down here. I don't 100% know what I would do up there. We'll see. We might have all of this just be a couple of different farms. And I think that makes sense. Yeah. Thank you so much for the check-in. I do have to set that up. I keep putting that off. But I've been busy. Because when I'm not doing this, I'm progressing in train. Yeah. So this actually is a modded Minecraft world as well. Yeah, I don't know. But this is a modded Minecraft world. It has the create mod. That's what these red blocks are. They're from the create mod. I love the Crimsite and the create mod so much. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. Create. Yes. So one thing I can do, one of the reasons I'm okay with the scale that I'm building at is, let's say I release this world in the mod pack, instead of walking from here to that mountain, look, this would take forever. Even with a horse, this would take a long time to get to that mountain. This is just flying speed. What I can do is I reached out to my good buddy Lord Thaddeus. He does a lot of the create mod. I'm going to see if he wants to team up with me here for some creative ways of making trains or fast travel things, little stations where you can jump on and you can fly or get walked back and forth. He keeps having tragedies. Him and I ought to do a hardcore adventure and see if we can't speed run how fast we fail. You know a lot about create trains? Oh, that's awesome. I'll definitely be here when we start that then. Because I'm thinking, it's World of Warcraft. So flying machines exist. We could definitely do small flying machines, steampunky little planes. Easy peasy. I've thought about, I've workshopped it in my brain a lot. A mountain elevator with the pioneers. Ooh. I hadn't considered that. We could try a couple of things. I want to, I want to see how do, if they're all glued together, I don't know how, what am I trying to say? Armor stands work in Create. The Tragedy of Lord Thaddeus the Wise. Nice. I want to see how armor stands work in Create. And no, I've not heard about the Tragedy of Lord Thaddeus the Wise. He is very wise. But if armor stands work, then we could also get moving people back and forth. Because I know you can do a train underneath with just some glass. The tragedy didn't do much on the 7-day journey. Aw. Poor Thaddeus. He gets busy, I know. But yeah, we could actually theoretically have moving NPCs back and forth. That would be so cool. But we can do like little flying machines. I would love to try to do a horse-drawn cart. I really would. It's the horse part that keeps stumping me because I feel like the only way to do it technically is by pushing the horse, and that wouldn't look right. But well, when I get to that bridge, we'll cross it. Not that bridge, but you know, the metaphorical bridge. We'll cross that when we get there. Because yeah, I got a lot of ideas for that, and I'm hoping I can make something work. If not, I'll turn it into some gnomish goblin thing that we can do for different towns. Like the Alliance will have a gnomish version, the Horde will have a goblin version of the buggy and kids. Probably like motorcycles and stuff do exist in World of Warcraft, so probably just something kind of like that, where you can jump in and you can take the train to different locations, and I don't have to worry about that. As Darth Plagius, M as a Knight Brother, and me as a clone captain. Dude, Halcyon's art is so good. I haven't heard from Halcyon in a while. I hope she's doing all right. She's the one who did all of my emotes. All the Mazery emotes are from her, and she did a phenomenal job. Alright, just gonna paint this so again, it contrasts really well, the wool, as opposed to like the grass. I can barely tell. Wait. I actually like, I love that Discord made it now where you can see notifications at the very top, and it's so good. I don't have to keep scrolling through. I am in like 30 different servers. I'm about as introverted as it gets. I really do try to work on that, but that many servers, I don't know how Thaddeus does it. I know he's in almost as many. The shady off-screen creepy doll that Maze is staring at right now? What's the off-screen creepy doll I'm staring at? Do I have something off-screen that looks like a train? Terraining! Calvin, how you doing? Hi, Calvin. These are my mountains. I want to take credit for them, but I really can't. Because, I know I'm sure you're familiar with Willatronics. Have you seen his folder of height maps? My second monitor? Oh, yeah. You love these trees? Oh, thank you. Ooh, yeah, I can actually show you my trees. These are... Boop. Yeah, Willatronics is his... 200, over 200 height maps. It's cheating. It really is cheating. If I make any video, like when I make a video about this, he's getting so much credit. It's so cheating. I'm definitely changing a lot of it, obviously, but it's such a good starting place. But yeah, these are the trees I made for my brush, for my stamp brush. I learned a lot. I really did. We started with really small little bushes. I did the oak, the birch, and some spruce. I had to remake the spruce. With these, so whereas Calvin, chat, does like hard into the art and like everything looks beautiful and fantastic and amazing. Much like Dino, everything looks beautiful, fantastic, and amazing. I'm building at a very, very large scale, so I'm going for what looks really good and balancing that off for what can I build quickly and not spend 10 hours on. So like these little baby trees, really quick. This was really simple. If you've ever built a tree, you've probably built something like this. I got a little bigger here, but you can see it's really flat. This one was really, really flat. I got to remake it. And this is a scaled up version of this. I was just playing with the scale to see what would happen. And it's fine. But again, because this is flat, And I figured it out here in the bigger one, and you can see I was trying to make it bigger. It didn't quite come out well. And then I started playing with the path tool. Good strategy? Yeah. And for me, I just have to be open about what my goals are. I know there are going to be times that I really take time with a tree, and I'm like, I want this to be perfect, and I'm going to get in all the little tricks, all of the levers, the wall blocks, all of it. Most of my trees aren't it. Here, I was playing with you can see, it's just a cone shape. It's passable. It works. It looks better than the Minecraft, like the default ones. It's passable. But this one was a lot of fun. This one looks a lot like some of the ones that I have in my backyard. I have big trees like this, and I was pretty happy with this. My secret sauce to here was you just kind of one. This is a modded block. It's Scortia, and it worked perfectly for this. This is from the Create mod, and I loved it. But getting these, it has a wall block, and I was like, yeah, let's use that with the glass here, and building out the branches. And it was around here that I was like, branches are the magic sauce. And you can see that over here. I really started figuring out branches are the magic to quick trees, at least for me. So I started getting to where I would build out all the branches, and I found out with the line, if you're using something that has slabs and stairs, you can tell it slabs and stairs, and it will actually, build it out pretty good. And you can see this as I go through here. I actually built a lot of the trunk with the line path tool as well, especially here. This is all the path tool, and then I just went in and filled it in with full blocks. That's all, and it got me quick shapes, believable organic shapes. And if let's see this one over here, I can do it here. I'm going to select this whole thing, and we're going to replace all these leaves here with air. That's fine. You can see here, I did the path. This is still the path tool using slabs and stairs. So I didn't manually place most of this. And then I kept the path tool and went into fences, and then for some bigger branches. And from there, I went into glass. And you see, I didn't get afraid of getting the glass really up here, because you kind of look at it more as where do you want the leaves, and you let the branches dictate that. So I knew I needed leaves in the center. I knew it needed to get up a little taller, kind of like how that's kind of tallish. So I made sure to push the glass up there. And then when you drop your shapes, it's all it is for me. It's just a shape tool with metal wall. That's it. And if I did this with any kind of leaf, so we'll do spruce or birch, I guess. You see, you very quickly just get a ton of interesting shape all over the branches. And I did that, and then I selected it all. I went in with a noise painter. It was 50-50 leaves and air, and I made a lot of air. Then I replaced it all with a solid block, hollowified it so I can get even more air in it. That's why all this is hollow. But for me personally, I think if it's almost better to have less leaves than more. It's better to err on the side of less leaves, and it just makes it look better. The coloring, that was all the auto shader. I have a palette where I can just come up here, and I'm using, you can see I'm using the flowers more as a patch of light than as actual flowers, just for these trees. And I think it works out because it's going to be from a distance, so it just looks like a patch of color. And yeah, I was just able to make these. Let's see. This one was an example one because I was showing a friend how I did it. That's Allium Night. But I made this whole row right here. Took me about 2 hours. Once I got the workflow, I can crank out a ton of trees pretty quickly. And I have you to thank for this one, Calvin, because I started with all of these, and I found out that even with a few variations, like the real key here is not necessarily a lot of very, very different trees, but get yourself a handful of slightly different trees. I saw you were playing with the stamp tool. That's what it was, the stamp update tool, and showing us that. And I noticed that you had a couple of spruce trees that all kind of just leaned a little differently, but otherwise they looked relatively the same, while still being different enough that it didn't just look like the same tree pasted over and over again. Around 6 trees, yeah. And I think this is it. And my current stamp, it's a little too boring. I do have to add in some of the birch and some of the spruce when I get that. Yeah, I think I nailed it though, because this is my current stamp. And these are all different trees, and when we put them out, look at that. Real quick, real easy. I'm really happy with that. And then I have to go in and fill it in with the smaller stuff. I'm gonna have to make some rock assets, I think. What I might do, like something like this, I'm not gonna be able to make 10 or 6 variants of bush. I'm not that smart. But I can make some different variants of, like, say this size tree, maybe this size tree, and just squeeze that into here. I think that'll work out really well once we get up here. And you can see that it's going to fill out really quickly. And all of this is about to get erased, though, because I do still want to put in... I want to put in a hill here. I think another small hill right there. Not much bigger than what this one is. But, yeah, a lot of yesterday and today has been me making sure I get the scale right. Because, like, that is a pretty far distance away in normal terms. But because... I want to do rolling hills, and the way hills work in Minecraft, 2-3 blocks feels really tall. Like this hill looks kind of tall, but it's not. It's 8 blocks high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks high. Not a tall hill, but it looks pretty tall. And if I did this without spreading it out, it would just look like a cliff. So that's kind of what happened over here. I was playing around with a lot of different shapes, and I realized that if I wanted my rolling hills, I was going to start encroaching too much. So we just we popped over to another corner, and I'm probably not going to be very happy when I'm done with this. I might rebuild this all one last time, but we've learned a lot. I got a lot of new height maps, so it's not all the same mountain edited over and over again. Yeah, this will probably get built one more time, and that's when I'll actually record everything and get it into a video. And that's kind of probably going to be the process for every zone we do, is I'll probably build it 2 or 3 times. But I think I'm really, really happy with how these trees came out, because all of these trees are going to be distance trees. Like I was talking about that yesterday as well, where on the road, the main places that you're going to be, so like right here, the trees are right there. That's fine. That's not too far away. You're not going to like go and investigate each individual tree. Like if you're in here, you'll probably see that they're, only 6 trees, but they're different enough that it doesn't look all identical. Like if you're really looking, you could probably start to see identical trees, but if they're different enough, like if I had a tree in here with a stripe of... Oh, thank you so much for the quack. If I had a tree in here with a stripe of birch, you're gonna see that birch all over the place, and it's gonna look really bad. I didn't want to throw that one. That's a keeper. What was I saying? Right, but the trees right here next to the road, these are probably gonna be the ones I'd spend more time on. Make them look really good. Make them look unique. Let those blend into the background. And then we'll do like small dirt paths in here, and I'll decide then if we really need to like do some more custom trees. But we'll do a path that leads over to the mine, which we'll be building out here. Big old mining camp. We'll be building a farm down there, big old vineyard. Gosh, this is a lot more space than I originally intended it to be, but I like it. Oh, I'm having a blast with the world. Where were we at before I got on my explaining everything tangent? I was building mountains. I was over here, and we were playing with the elevation tool. This peak came out really, really well. I did delete like a good quarter of it. Let's see what happens if I do it again right here. Let's put it back a bit, actually, and then we can do a smaller peak in front of it. How samey does this look? Oh, that's not too bad. You can barely tell. Oh, I messed up the back. Hold on. I can fix that. We can redo that right quick. Elevation. Oh, Calvin, if you're still here, do you happen to know a quick way to delete anything above, either above a y-axis or just like these trees? If I wanted to delete everything without having to go through a box select. I tried the air. I tried a mask with air and I couldn't quite get it to work. And if you happen to know, that would be super helpful. Because like this is a set axis, I could do it like that, but I couldn't get it to work. Like replace everything above Y whatever didn't work, and anything above grass didn't work. Maybe block above. I don't actually know if I tried block above. Hold on, let me see. And if I do painter, and if I do this as air. Yeah, see? It doesn't paint. Emit air. Maybe it's just because the painter doesn't like air? I don't have a selection, so it's not that. I definitely don't want to do a and that's like every single block variant here. Oh well, I'll try to figure that out. Because if I don't have a mask, look at that. So okay, I can paint with air, but I can't mask it. Ooh. That'd be super helpful. Oh well. We'll go back to our elevation tool. Oh, thank you again for that quack. Are we seeing the exact same shape here? Not really, no. No. No, I don't think we are, so I can reuse that one. Did I save my points for call a friend or see how many quacks I can buy? Either or. So Twitch isn't the only place you can redeem things. I have a different thing. Honestly, I should make that into a 1-point redemption. That'd be smart of me. Yeah, I'm going to make that into a 1-point redemption for next stream where you can check your gold balance. Because I also stream this on YouTube, I wanted a redemption currency that would work on both. I just erased all of that. There is a command that lets you check how much gold you have. So you make gold just by hanging out, watching, chatting. There is a limit to how much you make per chat within a certain time limit, so you can't just like spam one letter over and over again. I know the command is not hard for me to find. Give me just how much will at least tell me? Not that one. Not that. I'm just checking which one. I'm finding the command. I promise. System. Is it? Is it this? No. In one second, I know. Watching me fiddle around in this has got to be super exciting. Arg as in Azeroth ReCrafted Gold. But yeah, alternate reality game. Whatever makes you remember it. I picked Arg just because that's what pirates remember. And I wanted to make sure it was separate from other commands. Boop. So you can just type that command right there and it'll tell you your balance. There you go. My full thing is in my Discord, but let me see. I can find a few of them. So, for example, by Quackcoin. Yeah, so if I don't know, are you in my Discord, Boomy? Because the first thing, the full list is going to be in the stream redemptions. I have to set something up. I want to set something up where you can do a command and it'll post a little blurb with a couple of things on stream. Maybe even do like one a day. It highlights different tiers. Quackcoin? Oh, I bet you definitely. Definitely. I bet you there's one for every animal in the kingdom. For sure. You're not in the Discord? That's okay. Quackbot just does that. There you go. If you wanted to check that out, there's a channel called Stream Redemptions, and it has all the redemptions. I need to get something into stream, but it's a lot. It's a lot of work. So I'm working on it, I promise. So the other thing I do when I'm not doing this is I'm pushing competitive content in World of Warcraft, and that's also a ton of work. Let's see. I want to make sure this looks not like hard to pass through. Like you're not going to have, because north of Northshire Valley is lands owned by dangerous creatures. So like these mountains are kind of a natural border. That's why this place gets to be so peaceful and idyllic. See, Red Ridge is that way, so just north of it all, I think, is all Blackrock and everything. If I'm remembering my Warcraft geography, I flashbanged myself. Map. Kinda, sorta. Well, Blackrock's nearby. Not north of it, but kinda, sorta. Let's see. I bring you up 75? Yeah, I think that looks better. I really like this line here, deeper in. We had it here, but I deleted that. Oh, thanks, bot. Figuring out my Discord anyways, jerk. Load height map. Let's get another height map, though, because I like to try to keep these as different as I can. Blueprints, Axiom, height maps, wills, brushes. Should be an interesting one. Okay, we're kind of getting into where this waterfall would be. So let's see, what is this mountain shape? No, that's a little too steep for this purpose. What about this bad boy? No, it's more like a mid, like what you would see in the Midwest. Okay, that gives me an idea of how to use those. And this is going to be closer. Now, one thing is camera angle does play a part in the orientation. I'm pretty sure, like 80% sure. I don't like this for like one big peak. That's more for like something that we would keep like as a filler area. So let's do something like that. And there. How does this look? Is that messy? That's kind of messy. That said, if I lower this down to just 75 though, and we use it to kind of just fill in some of the space right here, I think that would look really good. Make this one a bit bigger. Oh, I think I got really lucky there. I think that filled in really good. Yeah, I think that looks like a proper little range. I kind of want to do another one right here. Nope, not like that. I think this is the angle to be at. Nope, still not it. No, because so it's weird because I'm not building geographically accurate mountains. A lot of the mountains in Warcraft are placed strictly for video game purposes, but I still want them to look reasonable. Like, I think if mountains are flowing this way, you don't want them crossing each other, because that doesn't feel right. I think like this, where you can see like the line generally goes in this direction until it curves, which obviously like it wouldn't. Like, mountain ranges are, tectonically speaking, mountain ranges just kind of crush into each other. One goes up, so they're fairly straight. That's like, you can get valleys obviously, but the valley will generally be something like this. Like, this is what would make the valley, because you have a big mountain here, a big mountain here, not these, and like some can be these huge bowls, but that's because you have like parallel lines, or it's just that big of a tectonic area. But this is okay. I still want it to make some semblance of sense, so I think this works. We're gonna figure out how we do here, because I know that it's kind of flat up here. There's some stuff going on over here. How do we want to do this mountain? Because I need this up. I think we're actually kind of close. What we'll do is we'll repaint the river to go in line here and flow down. And if this is, we can also, I gotta remember where the source of this river is. I don't remember. I'd have to get back into the game and check. But let's see. I don't think that's too bad actually. So we'll paint that and that, and we'll figure out. I'll either jump back into game and figure out exactly the source of this river, but that's not that bad. And look at that. Look at that. That's already kind of a natural waterfall. We got real lucky with that height map. I like that a lot. I think that's gorgeous. That's going to be gorgeous when we really, because this is one of these this is a part where I'll take some time to make it look good. We don't have to do every single tree, but we can try to figure out some shortcuts to make water features look good as well. Yeah, I think the focus for my series on this is going to be world building with shortcuts. So kind of like what you would see with a video game designer. My best friend, he's been getting into 3D design for, it's not level design that he wants to do. What is it that he wants to do? Environmental design is what he wants to do. He wants to be able to like make the environments that levels live within. So I like getting his back and forth on this too, where you can build something that looks really good. It looks fairly believable. It's still a video game. It still has some shortcuts, but I want this to kind of be almost like an adventure map. Like, you'd feel comfortable running around here and exploring, and there will be stuff to explore, hopefully. Hopefully. It's only day 14 of this, so we'll see what happens. Elevation. I got so lucky with that mountain right there. Let's go ahead and pay homage to that and do another nice peak right here. You kind of do tell that those are identical. So I think what we'll do is we'll shave that peak, and we're gonna hit that with a different mountain in just a moment. Let's paint this. Let's paint here. You'll see what I'm saying. Okay, so we're gonna take our elevation tool, flatten down, and I think right about here. Is that enough? You know what? Let's just flatten this. Oh, it's so satisfying at scale. Flatten that out. And now, okay, 32 is going to be too small. What about 50? Nice, oh yeah, that's a bigger circle. Load height map. Let's get something like this. Oh. Nope. No. It's not sharp enough. Let's find this. I think this will do it. No. That sharpened it a bit. And what we can do is we'll grab our smooth tool and kind of just smooth all this down to try to make this a bit sharper. And that's kind of what I want right here. Our smooth tool is also going to be used in the water over here. Pretty heavily to kind of paint out where the water would be naturally flowing and cutting in. I actually increased the strength of this for the water portion. Might even need sculpt draw to really carve out where the water is going to be. The melt tool would probably be another good one here. Smooth, and then smooth this out, and that's kind of like where the water would end up being. If I did not the fluid ball, right here, melt. Okay, so I think if we did might need to bring some of this up more. Seeing it, because I want it more of a sheer drop-off. Let's see how we can do that. We're definitely going to need a better height map. Actually, we might not need a height map at all. Might just do a... No, not like that. Not like that either. Lift up what's already there. Let this be the water, and then sorry you were so silent. No, it's not a problem at all. Just trying to figure out how do we want this, like, we could have the waterfall come through like this. And I always do like me a nice cascading waterfall, but in the game it is pretty much all up to here and then just a a straight drop down. I do kind of want to make sure we're staying true to that. So I think that's obviously a bit extreme, no? But I think from here we need a, not that tall. Let's see, if I do a flatten up, we can pick right here where we're going to be. And we can kind of like that. You see that? Like that. Okay, I think something like this. So let's pick, just kind of do that. And then now we can just do a raise right here to bowl this in and make sure this water would stay there and not just completely fall out. Okay, do this. That's all not water. Obviously, this isn't going to be water. And we're going to grab our, for the cyan. Okay, I think that's pretty close. And what we can do is grab our melt. Loading an airship in a game. Oh, that's cool. What game? Delivery not guaranteed on Roblox. Oh, okay. I think Quackbot's correct in memeing on you for playing Roblox. I don't play Roblox. I'm a Minecraft boy. That's kind of all I know. Oh no, I thought that was the paint tool. That's what I get for being a jerk. Yeah, I think that works. Look at that. You get the river will come probably from like up here. We can snowcap some of this. I think there's a source back here. Has been possessed by your classmates. Maybe. Quackbot's where I funnel all of my anks. That's where all of my salt goes. So he gets to be the troll and not me. That's the lore. I think this one might be a bit much, but let's see. That worked out actually. Like Canadians and Canadian geese. Yes, Canadian geese, I'm assuming, are bad. Doing this with distant horizons so I can properly see everything is so good too. Really helps make everything easier. Imagine if I was only doing this with like a 30 render distance. I want something a little flatter, but not too flat. This one might end up not being the right one. Let's see, 175. As we start the curve into here, I want that to kind of be our corner, if you will. How's this look? Oh, I think that came out pretty well. And we will we'll smooth this in so it's not just like that, but I think that came out pretty well. Not that one. Do-do-do-do-do. Fun fact, the Canadian goose is currently terrorizing a Colorado State Trooper station. Pooping on their cars? You know what? Amen, Canadian goose, I guess. Would it be a little civil nightmare? Okay. And I think this will blend a lot better when we start getting the foothills in. Kind of like what we see off in the distance over here. I think that looks so much better with just a little bit of hills. So all of this will get that. I think that's a nice big mountain. Probably do a little bit more on the very top here though. Just grab elevation. Clear this. Oh, missed like the smallest of grass right there. Ad break instruments, but I'm having so much fun without the ads. Okay, let's put on like this. Real fun's going to be when we actually blend all these mountains, because right now it's kind of clear and evident that I'm just using big circle brushes here. It'll be fun to actually get in and start blending all of this together, make it look like a cohesive range. Let's see. Thank you for hanging out through the ads, guys. Just going to do this for a little bit longer. Allium, hi, how are you doing, Allie? I'm doing great. So if I face myself, okay, that. Oh, thank you so much for the redeemed hydrate. I've done quite a bit of work since you were last on the ad break. No, let me finish the ad break, Allie, and I'll break down what I've been doing. Hi. What is it that you think is weird, Boom? What's up? Are we all back from the ads as well? Allie, are you back? I like that a lot better. That's the wrong direction, so... What, that's still the wrong direction? That's still the wrong direction. That's the right direction. Yeah, it's the right direction. Like, yeah. Some people in the U.S. think Canada should become the 51st state, but how? Canada's so big. 10 provinces. No. I don't think anybody like that can be taken seriously wants Canada to be the 51st state. I don't want Canada to be part of the U.S. It could be its own thing, because, yeah. For a whole variety of reasons. Yeah, at the end of the day, nobody that, should be taken seriously actually thinks Canada should be a state. Mainly the geese. Yeah. Although I'm pretty sure geese don't really care for borders either way, civil disobedience and all that. Okay. All right, a big mountain here, and then I guess a real big one right here. Elevation. Don't want one that's too flat. It's not gonna be like a big volcano or anything either. Maybe you. The river there, the road over here. Yep, I know. And I'd happily vote that way, but it needs to get onto a ballot first before I can do anything about it. Let's see what this mountain looks like. Cool looking mountain, but I feel like, well, it's like a smaller version of that, kinda, from a distance. Let's see. If we paint all this. Paint all this. I wonder if Allie got ads and then just decided to leave my stream forever because she hates ads that much. Or if she just got lost in the ads. BC license plate. Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree with that at all. I do try to keep the stream a little like off politics just because it's already such a big part of my life. Like, I get where you're coming from. You're not really saying anything wrong or inflammatory or anything. It's just, it gives me a few hours to not have to deal with it. That's kind of the whole point of stream, or like a big part of what I try to do with stream. If you don't mind. Fair enough? Yeah. Yeah, I know it's a big part of our lives, and if it hits a ballot, I'll vote, and all of that other stuff, but there's not a whole lot I personally can do with what I do, so. Elevation. Spook! Hi, Milton. I don't think I have a trader here, buddy. 75? Painter. Welcome back, though, Milton. It's been a while. I know you said hi, and then I hadn't heard from you. You're lurking today? Ah, that's quite all right. You're one of my main lurkers. You're one that should check out how much gold balance you have, by the way. You gotta have a lot to be able to, like, you should be able to redeem something. And yes, I am going to casually keep trying to sell you guys in my gold currency. Forever. At least until somebody makes use of it. Dang it. Alright, I think that's cool for the river. And then we're like we'll work on these mountains. Maybe these have to get a little bigger. Maybe. Right now they kind of look like hills. And I bet you if I put a tree next to it, they're going to look a lot like a hill. Let's see. Oh, no, yeah, that's just a medium tree. These have to get a lot bigger. Have I not been building my mountains big enough? That's the question. Should they all get up to the sky level? I don't think so. Not necessarily. What do I have at my sky level is 190-ish. Kind of just raise everything up a bit. Oh, not like that. Not like that at all. What happened if you click yes? I don't remember 100%, but I figure most Discord rules, most Twitch rules, like if you walk into like if you click on something that's advertising itself as comfy and cozy and start acting like a fool, you kind of know what you're doing, sort of thing. Same for the Discord. I don't remember what I did if you click yes. That means you joined my Discord though. Thank you. Do you want to leave a mark on the world? Ooh. I don't want to test it. If you do, Milton, because it's not Twitch points, it's gold. If you do ARG balance as a command, you'll be able to see how much you have. You've got to have a lot, because you're hanging out and lurking most every stream now. Kind of hate that. Okay, so we do want a height map. Kind of really messy. It'd be the ARG balance, just like that. It kind of just puts you in a place that lets me know that you might be a bot. Hi, Plum. I didn't realize you're actually watching me. Now I'm all embarrassed. That's enticing. The bot one was mostly because I was already getting people joining just to sell me stuff, and I don't like that. It's with the hills that I can also break this circle look as well. Obviously, we're going to see circles for a while everything's painted, but once we start blending everything down, getting grass and everything in, I think this will all look really good. Gonna go safe this time? That's a good choice. There you are. Let's see. And yeah, I knew you had a lot, Milton. Huh? We'll come back in here with the smooth tool a little later and make this all look a lot better. I do like a nice big radius. I need to bring the rate way down. Now we grab our smooth tool. Stable. What this does, it just kind of patches in all those little bitty holes that we see all over the place. You can see all these single blocks are going to go away. Oof. Don't crank that strength up. Maybe 4. If I click on elevation again, we're going to bring this way back down. Oh, thank you so much for the redeemed quack. Go back to our smooth tool. And it's fine, there's a little bit of like up and down, but I think it doesn't make sense for there to just be like these little pitfalls and an actual hill. 4K. Good gold balance. Yes, I know that. I know 4117. Imagine me being able to say numbers. I don't know what happened there, but let's smooth that out. Why is it going down? Grow. I'm gonna do here, we're just gonna extrude up. This is actually kind of soothing, not gonna lie. Just smoothing everything out like this feels good. Therapeutic, some might say. But we still might need to make these mountains bigger, because if I pull out my stamp, and if I do a tool mask, edit, block equals grass, it's only going to stick with the grass. So it'll stay off this gray that I've painted. How does this look? How small does that make me mountains when they're up on the hill like that? Yeah, if I build anything over here that's even remotely the size of this, these mountains are going to look like small hills. You love the brush tool? Same. It's so good. And you see these trees are a little smaller than like that church. If I build anything of substance over here, those are going to look pretty small. Okay, so elevation tool it is. And I think... Oh, wait. I'm not trying to completely reshape the mountains. Like I don't remember what tool, what brush I use for each one. So we're just going to try to expand on what's already existing without completely replacing it. But they do need to get bigger. Kind of everything does a little bit. So at the bare minimum, what I'm kind of doing is expand, because the height map expands everything that's underneath it, and you can use these, or the elevation tool expands everything underneath it. You can use the height maps more like random noise. Is kind of what I'm doing here. So if it's on a flat surface, you're just gonna get the pattern of this noise, as we can see here. But obviously, it's just gonna kind of just break all of this up, while still letting me get it taller. Hopefully without losing all of the shape. Over here needs to get a lot bigger, I think. I think that's a bit closer to what we need to be at. I think this needs to get taller though. Okay. And again, just this way so the trees aren't like halfway up the mountain. I want these to still look like big mountains. And if we have trees that are like taller than the mountain, that's a problem. You got cake? Excellent. I don't know the last time I've had cake. It's been a while. Another thing we could do, So I'm not expanding the size of all of these mountains, and, you know, I do like how a lot of this looks right now, but another thing we could do is just behind these, make much, much, much larger ones. Let's see what happens if I were to do that. I mean, like, really dominate the landscape mountains. Hold on, because I'm generating a lot of chunks all of a sudden. Give me a second. Did I crash my? I might have crashed my instance there. Yeah, I'm gonna restart my instance. Give me a second. It's a random theme based on whoever's chatting, and right now you're my most active chatter. That's the only reason why it seems like it's bullying you specifically, unless you're Ames. Feels personal now. Fair enough. Okay, there we go. To do Ames more frequently? No, it's just a kind of a running joke because it does seem to target her more frequently. Poor Ames. There we go. Okay, so right now these do look like, you know, they're mountains, but you watched Aim stream yesterday? Ooh, I think I was there for a little bit. I think I did see you. Elevation, load height map. I don't know if that was me. Was that me? If that was me, I don't even remember doing it, so. She could just be blaming me for somebody else's joke, though. This might break my computer, but we'll see. But if we out here... Does that help me? I think that helps the mountain range feel bigger, even if it's not. If we just get peaks really dominating it in the back. I think this helps with my scale problem. So it can look like this is a proper mountain range. I think instead, because I don't want everything to be this big necessarily. That seems excessive when it comes to like blending it into the valley. But I think that's the answer for getting me... So like a line right back here that's just excessively large. Thank you for the redeemed quack. I think this is the play. And I don't know for certain because I'm learning a lot of this. As we go along. Like I'm kind of making a lot of this up. But I feel like if I get something of really large scale back here. It'll help these mountains feel like they're part of a larger range. Kind of like that. Is that making these feel a little bit bigger? I do like the effect. I do like the effect of having those back there either way. Let's see. Can I find more that are kind of like that? You're off? Not a problem. You have a great time. Thanks for hanging out. Trying to remember this when it comes to something like Red Ridge Mountains and making everything there look really like the right size. I think it does. I think that helps a lot. Just a few peaks back there that are just degenerately large. Ran out of quacks, that's not a problem. They will reset every day. Loading a lot of chunks at one time. You as well. Have a great weekend. No, load in those chunks. Load in those chunks. I think this really helps pull the whole range together, getting those much, much larger mountains. I feel like it really helps set the scale. I think I need to reset this one. Yes. Can I see a blue chaotic maze? Yeah, it's all good. You have a good night, bot, Melton. Have a good night, Melton. Okay, this one was a bit on the flatter side, but let's see if maybe we can make it work. Maybe we can make this one work. See, right around here. I gotta be careful on the front side though, because some of this is gonna be part of Elwyn as like the forest as well. All right, well, you know what? We'll hold off for just a little bit. Cool. Thanks, bot. Yeah, having those big ones in the background's good, but I gotta be careful because this goes out that way. But over here, there is more like Elwyn Forest stuff, so I can't have too much there. Or this gets to be a massive, massive, massive size for just one zone. It's already kind of big for a single zone, but a massive size for one zone. Okay. But I learned a lot. We learned a lot with the elevation tool. I'm seeing here where these where the hills, the smooth tool works out really well to kind of pull the rest of the landscape into the mountains. We definitely need to make our mountains bigger and have some big ones behind to help set the scale. I like the overall scale of this valley. I think this is a great scale for Elwyn, for Northshire Valley. Because it makes sense. There's a mine over there. There's gonna be farms over here. It makes sense. This is kind of like its own thing. I don't think anywhere it says like populations or anything for World of Warcraft. I'm just looking real quick. I'm looking. Yeah, pretty much. None of it. There isn't anything. It's all made up, and none of it makes sense. So I'm kind of free to do whatever I want to make it make sense in my head. I think generally the shapes here are good. I think getting these big mountains, good. I think keeping the size of these trees compared to these mountains, smart. These are probably going to be like they're mountains, but these are going to be like more stone, whereas like those would be the snow-capped kind of ones. And I do think we're going to go ahead and rebuild this one more time. That'll be the one where I'm actually recording everything, making it all good. Like we're not just testing around as much because we will have some of our workflows in place and kind of the vibe, which is fine. The whole point is to do it well. And I think this is a good starting point for it. I know I haven't streamed very much, but I'm very, very hungry. And I want to go to eat lunch. And I got some stuff in World of Warcraft, the other game, that I promised some people I'd be ready for. So I want to go do that. I might stream that. If anybody's interested in checking that out. But for right now, I think I'm happy with this progress. And next time we log into this world, I'll probably... I'm live. Hi, Tabithy. How are you? You got here at a good time. What are you up to today? What brings you to this little corner of the internet? I'm live fairly frequently, a couple days a week. Trying to stay more accurate, like more frequent. Let's see. I'm gonna have to restart this. This whole valley is gonna get rebuilt. I think it's a great start. We did more here than we did over here. We learned a lot more here than we did here, and I'll probably put it like up here or something. And we'll do one more, and that'll be like the finished project. I do need to grab all of this, all my little trees here. I gotta remake some more trees. I gotta dedicate a few days to do some more spruce and probably some better variants of birch. Yeah, if we do some better variants of birch, get it closer to what we did here on the flashback mod. Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm surprised at how many people are still finding that one useful. I know Mulberry's made a lot of changes since I made that initial video. So I'm happy people are still finding it so helpful. I'm in a new project right now. I'm recreating one of World of Warcraft zones here in Minecraft. I'm a builder primarily. I focus more on building than I do the flashback stuff. It happened to come out. I was using it when I was on my SMP with my friends, and I was like, oh, I bet you I can help people out, because I had a lot of fun like working through it, and I like cinematography, so I enjoyed breaking down those concepts in flashback. Yeah. Northshire Abbey. I'm very happy with this Abbey. I think this. Oh, right. I was gonna make a change here. And I completely forgot. Boop. I'm gonna get rid of you, and we're gonna bring you all the way up with this. No, not you. You're gonna go right there into the ceiling. All of these are gonna go into the ceiling, and we're gonna make these. There. 3, 1, 2, 3. But what about you? What are you using flashback for? Are you more of like just getting highlights? Are you a builder? Live on Twitch? Yep. I stream on both platforms. You can find me whichever one you prefer. Boop, boop. 2, 3. I saw it was in a show where they had this really big grand library, and it just went up to the ceiling. I was like, oh, I kind of like that a lot. Oh, I like that a lot. I think this works. I think that works. Up. And then all we really need is I can grab this and this and pop you there. Pop this one there, do this one there, do one right there, which will make that. Boop. Put some books in. Maybe in one of these we completely fill it up. Make it used, make it loved. Break that. And that. I'm gonna make a series film in Minecraft. I was trying to increase your knowledge and insight. Looking for, but then you found me. Yeah. No, that's great to hear. That's awesome. Fiction, excellent. I think that's the play. I think making my library yeah, that was it. Having the bookshelves go all the way to the top, that looks so much better. We'll go ahead and put all of our books in here. Make a series film in Minecraft. That's so cool. I do love I grew up on old, what am I trying to say? Machinima. So I've always had a fondness for like some of the series people make in Minecraft. My map's looking great. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we've been working at it. This is day number 16? 15. Day number 15. Working on the map. And I think it came out pretty well. I'm really still very happy with the Abbey here. I need to build some more asset trees, and that's what these are. I need to get the birch up and running, and I need to get some better spruce for certain. Very, very, very happy with the oaks. I think this is perfect, and I'm not going to change anything there. But get a few more of these birches, get a few more spurches, get a few more spruce. That way, when we use our where is it? Our stamp tool here. Interesting. We use our stamp tool here. I can paint out a full forest pretty quickly. And it'll have a bit more variance than this because we'll get some of the birch in there. I need more recognition. Oh, thank you. Yes, I agree. You should tell your friends. But I stream here about 3 to 5 days a week. It depends on the day. Yeah. We've been working on my build style right now is a little different from others. One, it's modded. It's lightly modded. The create mod. I have the create mod in here, so that's why these are not vanilla blocks. Let's see. This is all vanilla, kinda. Because it's modded, it's 1.20.1. I had to add mods to bring in some backported stuff. So like the pale oak, I shouldn't have this in this version, but I have it, and I'm so happy I do. Because you can see, like, I have it here as a bit of lighting. I think it blended in really well right there. I don't have it for all of these because it doesn't stamp as well, but eh. But yeah, so it's a lightly modded series because I wanted to create mod because I want to make some moving objects as well for aesthetic purposes. Obviously, windmills. You can't have the create mod and not have a windmill. The single player or server, it's a single player world for right now. When I get it built, I'll see if I can't like release it. I don't necessarily want to, what's the word? Put it behind a paywall since it's very, very, very much inspired World of Warcraft. Like I'm straight up just building World of Warcraft with some changes. So like if I come back here and let this load in, we can see reference images. Here, this is the valley that I built from the video game. And here, this is supposed to be like, this is like 5 feet. That's nothing. But we made it a lot bigger. And it makes more sense this way in my head. Because this is an abbey. And as a mine, I don't think priests are going from here to go to the mine and back every day. So, like, you need people working the mine. And you need infrastructure for those people. So we'll do a little camp out there. The abbey also is home to the Northshire vineyards, which is over there. And in the game, it's just one big field. That doesn't make any sense. So we're going to do a small farm out there with maybe a couple of big fields to make it actually look like a proper vineyard. And it's all nestled within these mountains. That's what we've been working on the last few days, are learning mountains. We got some great height maps to give us a start. I'm kind of figuring out scale for it, distance from the abbey to make it where it's reasonable. Because, like, yeah, this is quite a far distance from you can't even see it from here. There it is, kind of peeking through way over there. That's a bit of a distance. We'll have some roads, and I want to build trains, which are part of Create, that can bring you from the abbey to here in an immersive way. Yeah. Know a mod that turns off gravity, such as for like water or sand and stuff? Not off the top of my head, no. Not off the top of my head. I don't think tick speed. No, that wouldn't, because I have no tick speed on right now, and I'm pretty sure I still have gravity. Oh. Wait. Or is that my no update? That's my no update. Yeah. So I don't know actually, sorry. I'm sure there's one out there. That can't be a hard search, but I don't know off the top of my head. We're gonna have to rebuild all of this though. That's a lot of busy work. Where do we start? I do need to get a new blueprint because I just changed up the Abbey a bit. I need to get a new blueprint of it. So we're going to teleport back. Let's see. Let's grab... Oh, I'm doing this in a weird way. No, I'm not doing this in a weird way. I had to do this with a block select, not just... with a box select, not a magic select, because the magic select doesn't like grabbing my candles, which I want as part of my blueprint. What else? Well, if you're familiar with Flashback, then you should be familiar with the mod author. See, so what happens if I use no update to? Should be roughly the same thing, yeah. I don't know if you're familiar with Axiom, but the same guy who made Flashback is who made Axiom. That's probably why they're both so bloody good. And then I need this to go down a block. Enter, Control C, Control P. Guys, I agree 100%. Oh, I need tags. Structure. Church? No. I think temple was the tag. Save. Oh, that's because I'm in the references folder. Blueprints. Yes, we're going to overwrite. Cool. Okay, now I got that. Please consider these kind of large oaks, right? It's not an extra large, but it's large. See how this turns out? You'll subscribe? Excellent. Well, thank you. Yeah, I think I am going to go ahead and call it here. I'm hungry. I keep being distracted because my belly keeps growling. So I'm going to go ahead and call it here too. But I'll see you in the next one. I'll be live tomorrow. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. And usually I stream a lot longer than this, but I'm hungry and I need to go eat. I need to satiate. Continue your search for tutorials. Not a problem. Have a good one. Let me know how it goes. I have a Discord if you wanted to join, and you can check that out. And you can share it whenever you make your video. Down in the details below. But yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out and for checking out the stream. I'm just so hungry. So have a good weekend. Bye.